We know Facebook's IPO will make many insiders rich, but it also could provide a lifeline to California and its looming budget crisis. This highly anticipated stock offering is projected to generate anywhere between $1.6 billion and $2.1 billion of revenue for California's economy. Our next guest is Steve Wesley, the former controller and chief fiscal officer of the Golden State. He's also a venture capitalist and managing partner of the Wesley Group. He's with us via Skype from San Jose. So, Steve, you understand how the sausage gets made in California's budget process. Explain to us how it is that Facebook is going to help California.
Well, I certainly understand the salami-making process, and it's indeed messy. The good news is Facebook, as you pointed out, could provide as much as $1.5 to $2 billion in additional revenues. This is great news for the state of California. It's not enough to solve our budget deficit, but it's certainly welcome news.
Now, California's deficit is still $16 billion. Let's say we do get $2 billion in from Facebook. Is it really just going to start patching up the hole, or could we see California start new programs out of this kind of money?
No, I think there'll be no new programs started. This will go directly to the general fund. What's going to need to happen here, and there's going to be a massive initiative on the ballot this June, it will provide a combination of tax increases and fairly deep service cuts across the board. That, in concert with the Facebook IPO, could give California a pretty good step forward.
Steve, I want to ask you about Eduardo Saverin, the co-founder of Facebook, who has given up his U.S. citizenship. We understand that he, in the process, is going to save $67 million of potential tax liability because he, too, is going to be a very wealthy man once this IPO is done. How is that playing out in California? Do people feel as though it's a betrayal of sorts? And do they worry that other foreigners, because there are many of them in the Valley, will choose to follow in Saverin's footsteps and give up a U.S. citizenship in order to keep the riches that you can harvest in an IPO like this?
You always hear stories like this. The fact of the matter is very few people are going to leave the country. A few people might leave California, but let's face it, this is one of the most beautiful states in the country, the finest public university system in the world, and, frankly, an extraordinary entrepreneurial climate. I think you're going to see a lot of these entrepreneurs launching off from Facebook, just as they did from eBay when I was there, to start their next new companies. I think Facebook's young millionaires and billionaires will go on to be the next generation of entrepreneurs themselves. That's great news for California and, frankly, great news for America.
You know, I know it's tongue-in-cheek, but sometimes California is compared to Greece. They say California is America's Greece. Could California default? But with Facebook, with tech, with VC, with green technology, would you say California is America's growth story?
I think America certainly is, or California certainly is America's growth story. 3 quick points. First, we have a economy that's close to $2 trillion. We're the 8th largest economy in the world. This is a stunning accomplishment for a single state. Second, I think America in California in many ways represents the best of America. We are the innovation engine for the country. When you think about the firms here like eBay, Cisco, Intel, Yahoo, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they keep on coming. You know, nations like Greece, Portugal, they just don't have anything like this. For all the complaining and hand-wringing about California's occasional budget deficit, I don't know if there's another state or country in the world that would not want to change places with us in a millisecond.